this dynamic video, Master Uezu will teach you the Isshin Ryu bow or wooden staff forms. But before he can teach you the mastery of this ancient weapon, he must teach you the fundamental techniques of how to handle the bow staff. So pay attention closely and get your staff and follow along. The Okinawan staff is approximately 6 feet and it becomes tapered at the ends. Circumference is 2 to 3 inches. Now watch the basic down block. Bow comes across the knee, protecting the knee, follow up to the head. Very simple and effective move. You must be in a strong stance to execute it properly. Now holding the bow out to the side, protecting the ribs. Bring the bow across, immediately counter. You should always follow with a counter if possible. Now, bring the bow across, blocking the face area, countering to the groin. Block, come up into the groin, and down on the knuckles. 1, 2, and 3 follow up. Now, as the opponent stabs to the ribs, you step back, circular block. Make a circular motion. You see the momentum of his bow goes down, brings him off balance, and follow up with a stab to the ribs. Block, stab. Now another down block, countering to the ribs. Watch. Bring the bow out and across. Out in front of the knee and across. The bow is a very effective weapon. If you were attacked on the street, you could grab a stick or broom and have a good defensive weapon. Watch again now. Block the head, come across to the top of the head. Knock it away, drive in. Another technique. Bring the bow up and straight across. Swing around to the ribs, counter. Block. Reverse strike to the rib cage, break his ribs. Quickly. Again. These are fundamental techniques that you must learn before attempting the katas. Reverse grip technique. Change your grip, block, circular movement, stab. Block, stab. Notice how it throws his bow downward. These are true Okinawan techniques. Block across, flip to the head. Block a head strike, flip, strike him on top of the head. Next technique, snap downward, strike across to the jaw. Snap, takes the bow out of his hand, strike to his jaw. 1, 2, quickly. Kiai, karate shout. Next technique, going underneath the strike, breaking the attacker's kneecap. Reverse strike to the knee. Swing that bow around to your lat muscle. Now, the important stabbing technique of the bow. Stab and retract so he cannot grab the weapon. Watch closely. The lead hand acts as a guide. It really doesn't move. Guides the bow, strike into the solar plexus and back. Notice how you twist the hand when you strike in. Twist the hand as you strike in. Turn the palm. Watch again. Strong stance. Twisting motion. Keep your fingers straight as you twist. The twist drives the bow in sharper, and it's hard for the attacker to hold on if he grabs the weapon. The twisting motion will pull it from his hand. Now thrust the bow. You had the snap where you retract, now you lock out under the armpit and thrust. Always keep it under the armpit tightly so he cannot pull it from you. Watch again. Lock it and back. Lock it, back. Practice in the mirror at home. Now reverse strike to the knee. The bow swings around. It touches your lat muscle or the side of your body under the armpit area. Keep the shoulder down. and turn your palm on the lead hand towards the target. Same thing to the rib cage. It's called a reverse swing strike. The bow is a very devastating weapon. One strike to the ribs, and there goes his ribs. Notice the stance is strong. You see the way the fingers should be on these reverse strikes. Your palm should face towards the attacker. The other way, it'll slip right out of the thumb. This is incorrect. You have to turn your palm inward. This way. Now you have the support of the palm when it hits the target. Otherwise, it'll swing out by the thumb, which is the weakest point of the hand. Another strike is over the top, striking the head. Notice how he turns his palm to the floor so the weapon does not fly out of his hand. Keep the finger straight on the lead hand. Twist that palm down towards the floor. Now watch, incorrect. This is what will happen. If he comes down and doesn't turn the palm, as he strikes, he'll lose the weapon. The force will cause it to fly out of his hand, maybe hit him. This is what you don't want. Always turn the palm with the strike in the direction the strike is going. Remember that, or you'll never master the weapon properly. Practice hitting the heavy bag. This will get you to put your hand correct. Another strike, swing around to the side, follow up, combination to the head. Strike the temple or jaw, step in to the head. Your Bo Katas have hundreds of techniques. These are just the fundamentals that you can build on. Watch again. Strike, strike. Combination, groin. Come right underneath, smash the groin, or come the other way, strike the groin. 1, 2. Now we have the poke. Stabbing as if spearing a fish, using the point to crush the face area. The tip of the bow is very deadly. An excellent technique for keeping your opponent at bay. Now, holding the bow at the far end and swinging around for a long reach, striking the temple. This keeps you away from your opponent if he had a knife. You've got far more reach by holding it at the end. Now, block and poke the foot, smashing the top of the foot, breaking the toes, instep ankle. Quickly done. Block, stab. Now, how do you hold the bow when walking properly? You never carry it loosely like that. An assailant can grab your weapon and run with it, or use it against you. You always do it this way. Lock it under the elbow and arm. It's very hard to be pulled away. Of course, then you can counter. Now, the first Bo Kata, Tokumini no Kun, number 1. Students learn this kata at the green belt level in Isshin Ryu. Master Uezu will walk through it slowly. The weapons kata of Isshin Ryu come from Master Tara Shinken, Master Tatsushi Mabuku's weapons teacher. Tokumini no Kun Bo. The name Tokumini comes from a family name of Tokumini who mastered this bow. Stepping out, down block, over the head strike. Step in a crane, utilizing the stab, the quick out and back movement that you were taught earlier. Step horse stance, now go back to the crane. third strike. Step back, circular block. Looking to the right, step around, Zenkutsu, reverse side strike. To the other side, side strike. You must watch this tape over and over to master these movements. The master will also show what the movements mean against attackers. Two side strikes, step horse stance, stab, step back, block. Stepping forward underneath the groin, smash the groin, drawing back. Thrust strike. Crane stance, Zenkutsu, leaning forward stance. Going to the rear, rib strike. Going down on one knee, strike the knee, up into the rib cage. Down block, strike the head and groin, and temples. Step stab, draw back and block. Step back, block a head strike. Flip it around, strike the top of the head, then temple strike. Double-handed head block. Side strike, circular movement. Break the ribs. Again, circular movement, strike the ribs, step around back, strike the ribs, step around, side strike again. 1, 2, 3, and then over the top. 3 temple strikes and then a head strike. That completes bow 1, step by step slowly. Now, bow 1, side view, step by step slowly by Master Uezu. You'll be able to see moves that you didn't pick up before from the front view. Pay attention closely. Don't try and learn the whole kata at once. Learn 5 movements, master those, then go on to the next 5. Step by step like a puzzle. And before you know it, you have the complete kata. You put it all together, and you're ready for your belt testing or competition. It'll take 6 months, average, to learn this form. Take a lifetime to truly master it. This is the beauty of Isshin Ryu Karate. The beautiful empty hand katas and the weapons, the bow, the sai. Students do learn this at the green belt level and must know it for their brown belt, the first Bo Kata. And you could never learn the other Bo Katas without first mastering this. They're much more involved. Study each movement. Notice how the kata flows. He's not struggling with the weapon. The weapon should be an extension of your own power. Crane stance. Look at the deep Zenkutsu stance. Perfect form. Strike to the ribs. Dropping down, striking his knee. Striking to the ribs. Down block. Head, groin, head, double temple strike. Stab into the solar plexus, stepping back, blocking your head, flip the bow, hit him on top of the head, stepping out, reaching, striking to the temple. Head block, step back in a horse, rib strike. Big circular movement. That swings his bow out of his hand, strike the ribs. Swing, big movement, striking the ribs of your opponent at the side, stepping around. Side strike, side strike. 3 temple strikes, 1, 2, 3, over the head strike, top of the head. Very good. Now Master Uezu will perform Tokumini no Kun Bo, front view at full power, full speed. This is competition and belt testing speed. This is what you want to strive for in mastering your technique. When your Bo Kata starts looking like his, you're doing good. Notice the fighting spirit and concentration, good eye contact. All these things are very important. Again, the bow has to become an extension of your power. It has to flow. It has to look natural, like you command the weapon. You fully control and master the weapon. It doesn't control you. Because it is a weapon, it's a heavy weapon, you have to exert a lot of strength. Drive, put your body behind the technique without losing your balance. Don't think because you have a weapon that you're very deadly. Not true unless you know how to handle it properly. And of course, it's a defensive weapon. You're not learning the bow to go out and assault or hurt someone. You learn it for the art and use it only if your life or your family's life is in danger. Very good performance. Now, full power Bo Kata from the side view.
Isshin Ryu 고도 도꾸미는 군
Master Uezu will now perform Bo Kata number 1 from the front view, full power, but played in slow motion. This will give you great insight into all the intricate movements. Study it carefully, then follow along with him. Now, Tokumini no Kun Bo, Bo number 1, side view, full power in slow motion. Tokimi no kun, full power front view.
Isshin Ryu Bo Kata.
Work on this kata for your next tournament. It's sure to bring you first place in weapons competition. Full power, full speed. This is what you strive for. We cannot stress this enough. Set goals for yourself. Say, yes, in 1 year, my Bo Kata will look like this. Work on it. No less than 3-4 days a week. Every day is better, but no less than 3. Now for the bunkai or application of movements. Tokumini no kun, bow number 1. Watch carefully now. Block, hit the head. Stabbing, side block, rib strike. Another attacker, rib strike, side block, head, groin, head, temple, temple. Step stab, block his strike. Side block, head, groin, head, temple, temple. Stab solar plexus, block your side with a circular movement, come in under the groin. Thrust, 1, 2, 3. Pay attention to stances. Come around, strike the ribs, go down, strike the knee, and head. Block the knee, strike, strike, 2 temple strikes, stab. Side block, block the head, flip over. Extended strike, head block, strike the ribs. Circular block, strike his ribs. Strike, circular block. Attacker at the side, strike his ribs. Come around to the back, strike his ribs. Rib strike, 1, 2, 3 tempo strikes, over the head strike. Very good. Now, number 2, Arashi Bo Kata. The second Bo Kata in Isshin Ryu Karate. This will introduce you to many different moves now. Watch closely as Master Uezu performs it slowly from a front view.
小道2番棒Urashi Bo.
Arashi comes from an Okinawa village name. That's where the bow was developed, in the village of Arashi. Strike the rib, step, down block, rib strike. Step, down block, rib strike. Thrust, solar plexus. Strike the knee, over the top, 2 side strikes, groin head, 2 side strikes. Step in, stab, draw back, and block. Step, block, over the top strike, step back, cat stance, down block. 2 knee strikes. Over the top head, 2 side strikes, groin head, 2 side strikes. Step in a horse stance, stab, draw back, and block, protect yourself. Repeat these movements. Step block, over the head strike, block from a cat. Step out, 2 knee strikes, over the top, 2 side strikes, groin head, 2 side strikes, step stab, draw back, and block. Step out, block, foot stab. Remember in the fundamentals we showed this. Step push block, over the head. Step back, cat stance, block. Strike side, over the top, 2 side strikes. Change the grip on the front hand, side strike. Block, 2 side strikes. Block, side strike. Step thrust, catch, 2 knee strikes. Over the top, side strikes. Groin head, 2 side strikes. Step in a horse, stab, draw back and block. Step back, down block, side strike. Draw up with a block. Step thrust, thrust, another thrust. Snap the bow knuckles, block, head block. Side strike to the back, step around, bow behind the neck, spin, strike the knee, step up, down block, over the top, 2 side strikes, step back in a cat, block, 2 knee strikes, head strike, side strikes, groin and head. 2 side strikes, draw back and block. Step forward, stab, pull back, snap, knuckle snap strike, down block, head strike, and finish. Formal ending. Now watch it again from the side as Master Uezu walks through it slowly. Keep an eye on the stances, always set in your stance before you do a technique.
Isshin Ryu Karate Do.
Holding the bow properly under the arm. He'll take the bow,
Urashi Bo.
spinning it upward and at his side. Watch, spin, at his side, turn. Step back, down block. Over the top, strike the head, step back, block your leg. Side strike. Over the head, 2 side strikes, change hands, and a side strike. Step forward, block your knee, deep stance, 2 side strikes, Zenku stance again, block your knee, side strike. Thrust forward in a horse stance, catch the bow, 2 strikes to the attacker's knee, top of his head, sides, head, sides. Step stab, draw back. Look to the side. Push out, block. Top of the head, block. 2 knee strikes. Hit him on top of the head, sides. Groin, head, sides. Stab. Draw up and back with a circular block. Now repeat to the other side. Top of the head, cat stance. 2 knee strikes. Over the top, 2 side strikes. Groin, top of the head, 2 side strikes. Stab solar plexus, draw back, circular block. Block to strike, poke the top of his foot. Push block. Top of the head, draw back in a cat. Strike the ribs, over the top. 2 side strikes, grab, switch hands, side strike. Block your knee. 2 side strikes. Block your knee. Side strike. Thrust. Catch. 2 strikes to the knee. Over the top and top of the head. 2 side strikes. Groin, head. Side strikes. Stab, draw back, circular block. Be alert, look. Step back, down block, side strike. Draw back and block. Feet together. Now step out deep, thrust. Reverse thrust. Thrust forward. Snap his knuckles. Down block. Step around, head block. Side strike. Going around, behind your neck. Spin low, strike the knee. Confuse your opponent with that movement. Step up, down block. Top of the head, 2 side strikes. Draw back, block. 2 down blocks or strikes to the knee. Over the top. 2 side strikes. Groin, head, 2 side strikes. Draw back. Now step forward. Stab. Pull the bow back, stab. Snap the bow or his knuckles, down block. Hit top of the head with the last move. And formal ending. Now look at Bo 2, Arashi Bo front view again. Master Uezu will perform at full speed this time the way it must be done for belt testing and tournament competition. So try to understand the rhythm that he's doing it. It's the rhythm that you should be performing at. The same timing of speed and power and focus. Now the bunkai, or application of movements for Arashi Bo, Bo number 2. This is what everything means, so you must understand each movement to pass the test. Changes grip, side strikes. Blocks his knee, 2 side strikes. Blocks his knee, side strike, thrust, solar plexus. 2 strikes to the knee, top of the head, 2 temple strikes, hit under the chin or groin, 2 temple strikes, stab, draws up and blocks. Blocks his ribs, hits the top of the head. Blocks his knee. Hits the attacker twice in the knee, top of the head, temple, under the chin or hitting under the groin, temple, block. Same thing to the other side. 2 knee strikes, top of the head, 2 temple, under the chin or groin, 2 temple, stab, block. Block, stab the top of the foot. Block the side, hit him on the head, block the knee. Strike the side, head, side, and side again. Blocking his leg, 2 side strikes. Blocking his knee, side strike, thrust, solar plexus, 2 knee strikes, top of the head, 2 temple, under the chin, top of the head, 2 temple, stab, draw back and block. Block the leg, side strike, and block the thrust to the chest. Thrust 1, 2, 3, snap his hand, block the bow away. Head block, stepping around, strike the ribs. Catch the bow behind the neck, spin around, strike the kneecap, again to the knee. Head, 2 side strikes, block, 2 strikes to the knee, head, 2 temple, chin, head, 2 temple, draws back, blocks a side strike. Last move, attacker attempts to grab the bow, pulls it out of his hand, stabs him, strikes the hand, top of the head, finish bunkai application for bow 2. Now, the long advanced bow, shishi no kun no dai, bow 3 of Isshin Ryu Karate. This is a very advanced bow.
新流小
Do
武
not
道
attempt it unless you've mastered bow
3番棒
1 and 2.
獅子の
Shishi
訓
no
の
kun no dai. This bow is actually learned after black belt. Bow 1 and bow 2 must be learned for your black belt, but this is learned for your Nidan, 2nd degree black belt in Isshin Ryu Karate Do. A lot of complicated movements. We'll play it many times for you. And again, replay your VCR, watch it over and over again. Try to memorize each movement, each direction. The master will show what each movement means against 3 or 4 attackers. You're covering all directions, every possible technique there is with the bow when you perform this kata. Head block, stab straight out, extended strike to the temple, again striking to the temple. Down block, side strike, drawing back, blocking. Going down on 1 knee, strike the leg. 1 knee, strike. Down block, side strike, circular block. Stepping in, stabbing. 1, draw back, step in, stab. 2, draw back, stepping in, stab. 3. Step back, block. Again, circular block, and 3 times block. Step back, head block, down block, side strike. Drawing back. Thrusting in. 1, 2, looking to the right, 45 degrees, block, down block, block again. Strike, jump away, down block. Side block, circular block. Head block, strike the knee. Groin head strike. Stab, draw back. Work on your techniques. Work on your fundamental techniques in the beginning of the tape. They're all in this kata. Step back, head block. Underneath, strike the chin, ribs, and sides. Stab, draw back. Step back, head block. Under the groin, sides, head, stab, draw back. block, stab the top of the foot. Down block, side strike to the rib cage. Cat stance, down block, side strike. Top of the head. Top of the head again, draw back, stab. Break the knuckles, strike the temple, step up. Now there's a kata that will truly challenge your martial arts abilities. Look at the kata again, step by step, as Master Uezu performs it from a side view.
Isshin Ryu Bo Kata
Shishino-kun no Dai, bow number 3. Catch the bow, turn, block the body, step back, down block. Hit top of the head, cat stance, side strike. Fake, over the top, side strike, step back, block your head. Down block, strike the side. Strike the side again, stab, draw back. Step back away from the force, block your head. Down block, side strike, fake over the top, side strike again, stab, draw back. Look, block, stab the top of the foot, down block, side strike. Side strike, side strike. Down block, side strike again, stab solar plexus, draw back. Step back, block, stab into the eye, extended temple strike. Extended temple strike again. Down block, side strike. Draw back, block. Strike the knee, go underneath, strike the knee. Down block, side strike, draw back. Now stepping in, crane, then horse stance, stab. Crane, horse stance, stab. Crane stance to a horse stance, stab solar plexus, draw back. Block, crane stance, block, horse stance, block. Straight up, block. Step back, head block, down block, side strike, block. Thrust, 1. Thrust, 2. Block, down block, block again. Block, come underneath, hit the knuckles, step back, jump back, and block. Head block. Go down on one knee, strike the knees, groin, temple, back, side block. Step down block, side strike, draw back, cat stance, side strike, block. Step back, head block, hit under the chin, over the top, side strike. Stab into the midsection, block. Again, other side, head block, hit under the chin, over the top, side strike. Stab into the midsection, solar plexus, draw back, block. Block, stab the top of the foot, block, hit the side, hit the ribs, down block, side strike, over the top. Again, strike top of the head, draw back, snap solar plexus, break the knuckles, hit the temple. And formal ending with a head strike. Now, bow number 3, Shishino-kun no Dai, from a front view.
Isshin Ryu Bo Kata
Master Uezu will perform full power. Now, the application of movements for Shishi no Kun no Dai, bow number 3. This is how he is using the bow to defend and strike his opponent. Down block, hit top of the head. Down block, strike the ribs. Fake a head strike, side strike, stab. Block his head, break the knee, side strike, fake a head strike, hit him in the side, stab, block. Same thing, other side. Side strike, fake a head strike, stab, block. Block, stab the top of the foot. Block his leg, side strike, side strike, side strike. Block, side strike, stab. Block the strike. Head block, stab. Temple strike, temple strike. Block, side strike. Draws back, protects himself, goes down, strikes the attacker's knees. Down block, side strike, and circular side block. Steps in. 1, 2, 3. Draws back. 1, 2, 3 blocks. Now steps back, blocks the bow, down block, side strike. Block, step 1, 2. Blocks a side strike, strikes the knee, blocks again. Hits the hand, hits underneath, blocks his head, jumps away, side block, side strike. Block the head. Blocks the head again, drops down, breaks the kneecap. Hits groin, temple, temple. Step stabs. Blocks his side, down block, side strike. Blocks his leg, side strike, fakes a head strike, hits him in the ribs, then stabs him. Blocks. Block a head strike, underneath, and block. Steps back, blocks, hits underneath the hand or chin, fakes a head block, hits him on the side, then stabs. Down block, hit the foot, down block, side strike. Down block, ribs, top of the head. Catches the bow, pulls it from his hand, stabs him, breaks the guy's hand, hits him in the temple, top of the head, and the bunkai explanation. Now watch, bow 3 side view.
Isshin Ryu Bo Kata.
He's doing it without his partners, but imagine them attacking. Master Uezu's doing it full power, the way it's required for your belt promotion. Now, Bobo Kumite. This is a prearranged form or kata. It requires 2 students. This brings out the bow techniques. It works on your reflexes, blocks, strikes, punches, all done with the bow staff. Watch carefully now. Master Uezu will defend. Black belt Kurt Sawyer will attack. This is required for your brown belt. You must know all these moves the way they're performed. And you must perform it realistically. Attack hard, as you can see. They're doing it full force now. The master doesn't know when Mr. Sawyer will attack. Ends with a rib strike. Now watch it as they walk through it step by step. This is the traditional Bobo Kumite Kata of Isshin Ryu. Now together, take their guards together. First attack is to the ribs. Master Uezu turns and blocks. Now the fight begins. 2 strikes to the midsection. He steps back, blocks. 2 down strikes. He down blocks. Counters with the head strike. Blocks 2 rib strikes. Counters with the head strike. Blocks a head strike, counters with an uppercut, which is blocked. Jumps away from a knee strike, kicks back. Changes his grip, blocks, then goes to a down block, head strike. Blocks his head, blocks again and charges in. Circles around, blocks a head strike, finishes with a stab to the rib cage. Let's watch it again now. Remember, you must know the attack and the defensive maneuvers of each side. You cannot just learn one. You must know the entire sequence. Watch it as it's done in slow motion.